Get ready for the LCS Olympics because playoffs are here! Primetime League starts right now! Yeah!
直接把快乐放倒，自己周身往前右冲的一个打3个，拿到了 triple kill！ 我的天哪！
EDG, they're going to be able to take down the Nexus and also finish the season undefeated.
Misfits, say hello to your newest LCS team. We'll see you in 2017.
Hello and welcome to Primetime League. I am Rivington Bisson III, and this spicy meatball is David Freak Turley, and we're about to serve up some spaghetti.
Some spaghetti. We're nervous, but on the surface, we look calm and ready.
And it is our privilege, nay, our honor, to introduce the all LCS teams, starting with North America. Freak, drumroll, please. Fantastic beats per minute. This is your North American All-Pro team. Ladies and gentlemen, here you have it.
Top lane, TSM, Hanser, jungler Rainover from Immortals, and then a bunch more TSM players with Bjergsen, Doublelift, and Biofrost down the line. So basically, Svenskeren got the Pobota treatment. Congratulations, TSM, plus Rainover.
There you go. Now it is on to Europe. Moving quick today, Freak.
Yeah.
You got another drum roll up there somewhere? Fantastic. I knew you did. This is your European All-Pro team. Freak, take it away.
It's Wonder in the top lane from Splice, Trick from G2 in the jungle, Giants mid laner Knight, and then the G2 bottom lane of Sven and Mithy. And honestly, who would have thought that Giants and Splice would have had all-pro players at the end of the spring split? But props to these guys for huge performances, their teams as well. And if you want to check out who voted for whom, then head over to lolesports.com where we have the full list of how the votes were distributed.
That's right. You can check it out right there where he said go and do it. But now, right now, after we deliver more.
Obviously.
Teams for the 2017 Spring Split have officially been locked after a weekend of promotion tournaments. It was crazy, but we're starting in Europe where we have a new team in the LCS.
And Misfits can now find themselves at home in the European LCS. They knocked out Schalke 04. It was, of course, bad news for the football club, as despite showing some promise throughout the split, they had a deplorable end of summer. Sad for them, but according to their management, Schalke will not sell their spot. They will stay together throughout the Challenger split. They'll try to come back for summer, which I am honestly incredibly happy for. I've seen so many teams, build up some super brand and then like, oh, we made Challenger, and they just sell it off. So, I'm glad they're sticking together, and I do hope for good things for them.
Come back, make a statement. You don't just make a team overnight and have it happen. You got to put the time in, and that's what they're going to do. Now, in North America, we also have a new team, albeit one with very familiar faces. With their win over Energy Esports, Cloud9 Challenger earned a spot into the LCS, but I want to talk about that here for a moment.
Right, so it will not, of course, be two Cloud9 teams in the LCS next split. Either C9C or C9 Big Dog, either one would have to sell to new owners. Probably C9C, but I mean, it's actually up to them. Ultimately, we know that Hai said he would retire from the air quotes Cloud9 Challenger squad.
Right.
The other four seem to want to stick together. So we'll probably see, 4/5 of that roster. Maybe some of their coaches, we'll see what happens, but it will be a new owner at some point. And also, it had come down to a final match of Energy Esports versus Echo Fox, and that would have been which was the final team to make it back into the North American LCS, and it ended up with Echo Fox being victorious, which prompted a very happy Rick Fox. Couple dance moves, looks good.
It's almost like a little bit of a dirty bird.
Yeah, it's a little like, I don't want to be a chicken.
Also,
I don't want to be a duck.
The Legends of the Hidden Temple, I think, in the background.
A little bit. I think that's actually pretty relevant.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
I do.
All right, so finally, the playoffs have arrived.
Yes, playoffs.
Playoffs, baby, let's do this. Jumping up on your screen right now is the date and time for the 5 major regions as the hunt for a spot at Worlds heats up. Be sure to set your clocks, watches, phones, and calendars because you aren't gonna want to miss a minute.
Absolutely not. Actually, China already started as well. As of this taping last night, the first match has already happened. Spoilers, grats to Vici. Maybe we get Easy Hoon versus Faker at Worlds. That'd be sick.
Pretty good games also on the new patch. It was really fun to watch. So if you haven't, do it. But enough about playoffs, even though we want to talk about it more. We've still got to listen to all the tears and cheers from this weekend's promo relegation tournaments in another edition of My Check.
Oh, we forgot to do Misfits Fighting. We'll do that.
Misfits fighting, Misfits fighting.
No, in Teamfight 10, you guys just calmly talk about targets.
Lucas,
Yeah?
what's your goal today?
Activate teammates by name and sing the 30 seconds in game thing. And win the game.
We need to be as cocky as possible.
Alright, you guys feeling good?
I need another nap.
Let's not get cocky.
Yeah.
Finish this
Play
off
safe.
pretty good.
Play safe. Let's play smart. Jax is dead. I'm on the left. I'm here. I'm here. Go. Victor. Kill. Go.
I can slow him maybe?
Yeah, slow him. Kill this guy? Yeah, we're killing him? Okay, we're done. We're done. Nice. We're back in it, boys.
Yes, he's one shot.
Nice.
Yes!
I satte the goal.
Woo!
But you guys are trollers.
Yeah! Not relegated!
I think our picks are really good against Nivea.
Yeah. We are up folk. I don't think he play Nivea.
Oh yeah, good shit.
I got him, guys.
Hey guys, let's leave Nivea open.
Guys win, I'll buy you all one skin.
Oh my god.
Nice. Get my first goal t-shirt.
I'm not rich guy.
Yeah,
I can't tank this, by the way. I can't tank this. Hello?
I don't think we get it.
Hello? We can.
I think.
Sorry. It's sacrifice. Sorry, it's sacrifice.
We shouldn't tilt, no matter what happens.
Guys, everyone smile.
Yeah.
Don't let them see we're down.
You shouldn't be sad over one game. Like, you will guys regret it if you guys know what will be said. Like, I regret last game.
Look at them, like they're not talking.
I want to take them in my arms, man, and like touch their head, be like, it's all gonna be okay, guys.
There's always a 2017, guys.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!
Chad here with a new PTL segment called Hard Counter. Of course, I'm joined with Kobe.
Again.
It's us again. Basically, we're going to pick an NALCS quarterfinal match, and then we have a minute and 30 seconds to argue as to which team we think is going to win. However, when someone hits the buzzer, you have to switch the team that you're arguing for. So let's pull up the playoff bracket very quickly to show what we're going to be talking about. There's a Cloud9 vs Envy series and a COG vs Liquid series in North America. Kobe, being the resident COG expert, is going to be talking for them, and he's going to be going first.
All right.
Is what it's going to be. You feeling good?
Okay, so COG versus Team Liquid,
Kobe.
Who's going to win?
You have a minute and 30 seconds, and every time I press this button, you have to start arguing for the other team.
Will do.
All right. 3, 2, 1, COG.
All right, we'll start with COG then. That's the easy one because they beat Team Liquid both times when they met in the summer split. They were very close, both 2-1 victories for CLG though. And I think that CLG highest priority is really early on. Let's start with the draft phase. They need to save their counter pick for Huhi.
What about TL?
The reason that they need to save their counter pick for Huhi, Team Liquid, they're gonna win actually because Phoenix is way better than Huhi. He has the highest CS difference at 10, whereas Huhi actually has the lowest. Phoenix is at 5.7 and Hui's at 4.9 negative.
Man,
so
that's
that
a really
mid lane
strong point.
is how
the
mid lane is how the last two games. Never mind, CLG is gonna win because Stixay in the bottom lane also has an advantage over Fabi, especially if we go back to that CS difference at 10 stat. Stixay's number 2, only behind Double Lift. And CLG play a lot as a team. They play a lot better in the late game. Team Liquid, they've had problems once you get to the late game. They actually had leads in all 3 of the games in their last series, but then threw away the game later because they don't have...
Are they going to win, though?
Never mind. Team Liquid, they're actually going to win because, hey, guess what? They had leads in all 3 of the games.
They're a better team.
Even though they lost the last series, they had leads in the early game in all those games, and they should have won those. As Dardoch said, you know, we beat ourselves when we tilted, and that's something that they can fix.
All right, 10 seconds left. Why is CLG
Never mind, CLG are gonna win because you keep saying you're gonna fix that stuff about tilting later in the game and throwing game-winning fights around dragons and barons and stuff, but you keep making those mistakes. You can't. What did I end on?
That was actually really fun. CLG is gonna win.
Okay,
CLG
yeah.
I let you finish on CLG for that.
Okay, my turn then.
I get Envy versus C9, the 3
Yes.
seed versus the 6 seed.
And you're gonna start with Cloud9.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, higher seeded team. This should be easy. Let's go Cloud9.
C9 is such a better team than Envy. They have a substantially better record, and they're also better in almost every single lane. You look at the matchup between Jensen and Ninja. Jensen was nearly the MVP last split. He got pretty good votes.
Gonna body some people.
He's going to crush people. Impact, Seraph looks up to that guy, and especially since they're going to be seeing
does he?
lane
Yeah.
swaps.
What about Seraph? What about Envy? How is Seraph and Envy going to win then?
Yeah, I mean, I know Seraph looks up to Impact, but Seraph's also a much smarter player than Impact for Envy. Like, how many times did you see Impact sitting in a lane by himself, getting ganked by 3 or 4 people? That could still happen even without lane swaps if they just move the jungler over, if they roam the mid laner.
Oh, what did Cloud9 do then?
they're going to win in every other position. Like, even in the games where Impact was dying, they were still crushing everywhere else. Their bottom lane is super strong, especially when you think about Sneaky, now that he has his solo support and they're not switching between Smoothie and Bunny Fufu. So he's going to be, like, actually pretty solid, and Lotta's been slumping a lot lately. So I definitely feel like Sneaky will be able to carry in team fights. That's not even to talk about the jungle, where Meteos has actually had a bit of a resurgence this split.
And Envy are actually going to win.
Yeah, it's because even with the resurgence from C9, they're really inconsistent. Like, you might think the 6 seed could never beat C9, who's a 3 seed. But check out last split. TSM was a 6 seed, and C9 was a 3 seed, and they got crushed. So C9, have they really made enough changes from last split to this split to prevent another playoff?
Yes, they have. Cloud9 are going to win.
Yeah, of course they're going to win. They've made enough changes. That's why they brought in Reaper. He's a much better coach. They all look up to him. He might even win coach of the split. We have no idea, but he's very good. And like I said, they're better in top, they're better in jungle, they're better in mid, they're better AD carry, better support, better coach. How are they going to lose, Kobe?
Done. That was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, I like actually being able to mess it over. Okay, that will be Hard Counter. Hit us up at RideChat, @RideKobe, or at LOE Sports. Let us know who you think is going to win this weekend's quarterfinal.
Make up your mind. Who's going to win?
Like, send a tweet that says one team's going to win, then send one that's the other team going to win.
Or just flame us for being biased.
We're all about just contradicting each other constantly, and we're super biased, but that'll do it.
Hey guys, quick shot here bringing you the European playoffs rundown from Berlin, Germany. Pack those ties away, that's what I've done. Save them for a special occasion because we are now into elimination territory. This Saturday it is Giants Gaming versus the Unicorns of Love. And you know, the Giants at the beginning of the split were largely dismissed as this bottom tier team. And truthfully, as the split went on, they roared into form, found themselves a spot in the quarterfinals as the 3rd place seed. Their opponents, the Unicorns of Love, are once again an underdog opponent when it comes to the playoffs. And I think in this particular matchup, it is because of the individual players. If you look at Knight versus Exile, for example, I think Knight has Exile pegged. He's looked more impressive from earlier in the split, has a wider champion pool that he looks dominant on, and I feel will be a pivotal player because of the patch we're playing on. It is 6.15, right? So it's going to be the standard lanes patch. Neither of these teams has particularly dominant or strong standard lanes, in my opinion. And I think because of that fact, the other 3 players are more important to this quarterfinal. And that holy trinity of Giants, which is led by Maxlor, in my opinion, being a pivotal impactor for the top and the mid lane, is what's going to give them the edge. So this is obviously where my prediction is going to lead. I think Giants have, you know, a 75% chance to pick up the series win here. I think it's going to be 3-1, maybe 3-0 if Giants are not stressed or worried on the day. And I think Unicorns of Love really have to pull an upset to pick up a victory here. That's on Saturday. The second quarterfinal that will be on Sunday is going to be between some traditional European powerhouses. It's going to be Fnatic taking on H2K. Both of these teams have to overcome hurdles and obstacles though, because Fnatic have just parted ways with their coach Daylor. Also remember they have Kikis and Werlib in that weird experiment in the top lane. H2K have to figure out if they're starting Forgiven or Freeze. Freeze, of course, still sporting that wrist injury. And traditionally, H2K have looked like a very different team in playoffs. They've actually had more problems and choked a little bit. So I'm going to start with H2K as they are the higher seed. Forgiven and Vanda on 615 in standard lanes, I think will smash Yellowstar and Reckless. I think individually, they are better players, role per role. I also think as a duo, in a meta where standard lanes is favored, they're going to be the strong advantage. Take a look at some of the CSD numbers from week 9 where Forgiven played those 5 games, went undefeated, and H2K looked phenomenal. The question is, how well practiced are they? And talking about practice, Fnatic have lost their coach. Daylor, he's obviously left the team, been replaced with Nico the Pico. We know that Kikis has been a very good player, but Werlib is in there. They've tried that experiment, and when Kikis was subbed out for Werlib, and Fnatic lost the game to Rockat, that was the pivotal decision that cost them a potential 3rd place. Now, I don't have the answers to whether Forgiven will start, whether Kikis will start, what impact Nico will have with the team, but my prediction is that Forgiven will be there, that Kikis will be there, and that H2K are the favorites in this matchup. I think in standard lanes on 615, the power that Forgiven will bring to the Rift should make this a 3-2 series in favor of H2K, but it's going to be close, and of course those questions will change the equation. So that does it for me here in Berlin. The action kicks off on Saturday, the 13th of August at 5 p.m. Central European Summertime with Giants versus Unicorns of Love. And on Sunday, I'll be casting, and it's my birthday. Hopefully we'll see you then.
All right, Scrubs, it's time for Twitter. Now, last week, I thought that there were going to be some improvements in your Twitter game, so I went easy on you, and you did an excellent job of proving me wrong Oh my gosh, it's miserable here. Last week we asked who would get the most kills in a single game and what would that number be for a spot in Hall of Fame. And I know I said it wrong on air, but the graphic was right and you should never trust me, you should trust the things on the screen. Either way, the guy with the most kills in a single game was Cloud9 Challengers jungler Contracts, who got 12 in one of his Hecarim games. It was beautiful. Now, only one of you got it right, so, easy to make a random choice, right? Congrats to @SoyAugustinSoy. Free skin code for you. Everyone else so mediocre. Doesn't qualify, so it's okay. Let's move on to next week's question. And everyone, please get your ish together. We want to know who will be the most picked champion across the LCS quarterfinals. And for a spot in Hall of Fame, what will their win rate be? I'm going to say Gragas and 50%. You got your question? Hit me up. Use @LevelEsports and hashtag PTL on Twitter. Give me your answers, and please try not to suck.
How well do you know your pro players? Well, last week you all did a pretty damn good job at spotting balls, so this week we wanted to make it a little harder. On Tuesday, we gave you a nose. Now it's time to find out how many of you knows who it is. If you had guessed it's OMG's Xiyoung, then you would have been correct. Xiyoung is currently the top laner for OMG and has been at the team since 2014. He'll now be fighting to keep OMG in the LPL as they step into an elimination match after a poor performance this split. Known as the only all-Chinese team, they were one of the OG LPL teams. Tune in on Wednesday to find out if we'll see them back in the LPL or if they'll go the way of the Dignitas.
Hey guys, Jat here with Kobe. We're back for this or that. Last week we asked for submissions to the Primetime League Twitter account.
And we got some.
4 of the 5 slides are submissions by the fans.
All right.
Yeah.
Figure out which one is the one that's not from the fans.
I'm pretty excited. Yeah, that'll be the new trick. Let's get to the first slide. We have 5 of them today. Who has a better wall? Talia.
She's already made a wall.
He's just talking about it all the time.
It's all talk.
Yeah, all talk. I don't even know how it's going to happen. It's going to be super expensive. It doesn't cost, it's what, 100 mana versus what, $10 billion?
Scary possibilities over here. We're definitely going with this.
Yeah, Talia, that's not even close. Let's get to the next slide. C9 Challenger versus C9.
Oh, God.
Is this like who's better?
There's not even.
Yeah.
It's a question.
Yeah.
is this ever going to happen? I mean, no,
I
because High's not going to be in there anymore. So
yeah, but even I've been told it's just who's better. Like if they were to play yesterday, who would have won?
With High on the team before anybody changes.
Yeah.
I would still go with actual Cloud.
It's that. Yeah.
Yes,
they're the LCS team.
Yeah.
They were really good this year too. Like High was on C9 last split and they lost in the first round of the playoffs. I think C9 will do a little better this year.
They're 3rd place in the LCS right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
First is just qualified. All right. It's that. Let's get to the next one. More useless. Lifeguard at the Olympics, Persona mid.
This has to be this.
Okay.
Sona mid, I've played with it. It's actually good. There's a guy named AP Sona. He plays in Diamond. All he plays is Sona, full AP mid, and he's in Diamond.
Yeah. So, even though the Olympics has the best swimmers in the world, they're not trained in like techniques. Like imagine some swimmer has like a heart attack.
Now that I'm thinking about it more though.
In the middle of this big old pool. You think Michael Phelps is gonna grab him and like pull him to the shore?
In general, I'd be like, oh yeah, lifeguard Olympics, useless.
Yeah.
But lifeguard at Olympics in Rio, where you see the diving pool is green for some reason, there's all these diseases in all the water that they're swimming in.
That's not what a lifeguard is trained for. They're trained for Okay.
Gonna need some help.
It's probably
I'm still going
this.
with this.
Unless we're talking about the 0-8 Sona mid, then it will be that. But in general, Sona mid's fine.
I think AP Sona
Let's get to the next slide.
Endorsed.
AP Sona, no, AP Sona. The most surprising slide. Slide, not actual slide, but slide at the end of the year. COG or Fnatic.
So this is ridiculous to me because COG's slide was up. This is like a, this breaks your entire.
This would be the MSI slide to the start of the season versus Fnatic like first half to second half slide.
Because COG's kind of went like this and they're kind of coming back up because now they're at what?
The thing is, we were saying COG was going to be poor after MSI. They were worse than we expected,
I feel like
this
question might be a little late.
Yeah,
because at the beginning,
Fnatic has a recent slide and then Daylor's gone. That's more surprising.
That's why I'm saying this one.
That one. Get your nomenclature, Kobe.
Is that it?
Nope, we got one more.
Okay.
We got one more slide. Who did it better?
This is also an old question.
What the? This is from like 6 months ago,
Yeah,
man.
I know. I don't know.
The song, like, this music video is like a year old. The Professional did it better.
He had added the tie flipping thing though.
Yeah, but okay, so you have the original, or the person imitating the original.
Yeah, I'll go with Yamato.
Are you saying
then.
Drake should have had a tie on?
Screw
his
that. We
head?
can't
Like,
agree on all of them. I'm going that.
It's this. We're doing the finals
added
in
a
Canada.
new flavor. You can redo something.
It's
Remix. This is the remix version.
Yeah. Okay, I guess that's all we have for today,
Woo!
this or that. Last week and this week, we didn't mention TSM. We didn't mention Reddit. We survived.
Maybe we should.
Maybe we should. We just did. So by saying we didn't mention it, we in fact messaged it. Also, you saw a lot of new slides today. Use the Primetime League Twitter account. Send direct messages. That's how the producers can find these. We've never seen these slides before. We saw them for the first time. Kobe disagreed with me improperly on the last slide, so tweet at him, tell him he was wrong, and that'll do it.
All right, everyone, it's time for Freak's favorite part of the show, where we're showing some skin again.
This joke every single
later with the skin code giveaway. It's funny to me.
Good for you.
This time it's Infernal Diana. You ready to do this thing?
Yes, I am. Let's go animation. And animation, all right, we've got stuff on your screen now. I can hear the music, which means the animation's going. That's beautiful. Oh my gosh. All right, hot tip about the missing letters, of course. The 3 missing letters are from the meme about Brazilian Mordekaisers. It's also a word you can use to describe color in a way.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, so do I. So do I, Riv.
You think somebody got it?
I think someone got it.
Someone might have got it.
All right.
All right, you have had your chance now. We have talked back and forth, given you the time. Let us know if you are the lucky winner this week by tweeting at LOL Esports with the hashtag #ShowMeSomeSkin. And now it is time for the regional rundown. And as we're currently entering the League of Playoffs, we thought we'd do something a little different and kick things off with the international wildcard region.
Wild card, everybody. Watch out, we cut the brakes. So far, 3 teams have booked their spot at the International Wildcard Qualifier. Those are INTZ Esports from Brazil, Rampage from Japan, and Chaos Latin Gamers from LATAM South.
That's right, and if you're wondering, LATAM North, OPL, GPL, LCL, and TCL are all approaching their finals and will fill out the remainder of the spots at the qualifier. Now, moving on in the LCK, this is how the playoff bracket has shaped up. Samsung toppled the Africa Freaks, but were unfortunately 3-0'd by KT Rolster. Now we'll see KT Rolster take on SKT in round 3 of the playoffs to see who will tackle Rocks Tigers in the finals.
So, sigh of relief for SKT because Africa Freaks had their numbers. Thanks, props to everyone else in the bracket for knocking them down for them. But even still, I think this is going to be interesting. Of course, playoff buff SKT, they tend to do very well, but Rocks Tigers, maybe, for once, they could win Korea. Maybe. We'll see. SKT has their number, but there's a chance if it's even them.
Well, let's see if they can do it. The LMS ended in classic LMS fashion with some ridiculous base antics. Extreme Gamers beat Midnight Sun with Winions after a classy double ace.
华丽谢幕，帮他挡了一下，这边拿下了以后，这边哇，这个名我
3连杀，只剩尼诺跟龙笨笨了，
只剩尼诺跟龙笨笨。
哇，龙笨笨要倒下了，
两边互相死掉，哦，10个人都死了，
哦，最后只剩下小兵，这个超级小兵谁可以来守？谁可以来守？开win可以来守，开win还剩10秒
，10秒来不及，这个小兵
太快了，
来不及，
差劲的粉丝要赢得这个比赛
，X Gamer 拿下了胜利。哇！
That's one of those games you just ping the Nexus and hope the AI like understands what you're going for. It's like, hit that thing. And you just sit, like everyone just sits there and watch because like, well, someone's gonna win.
That's great. You can actually do like an early celebration if you want to.
Yeah, you just get out of your chair. You're like, well, it's gonna end.
This is it, boys. The Grand Slam was hit out onto the field.
Yep.
So as for the playoffs, this is how they are shaping up.
Yeah, so next Tuesday, AHQ will take on Hong Kong Esports. The winner of that match takes on Flash Wolves, and then J-Team is the final boss of the LMS, which means for sure we're gonna have, I think, some new blood coming into this, into the final. And it's going to be exciting.
It's going to be a great fight. Over to the LPL, and EDG have finished the split undefeated in matches. Yeah. Absolutely crazy. They went 32-5 in games, but 16-0 in matches. And what is the best split on record in the LPL? An incredible performances from the top team in China, who will be looking to carry that momentum through the playoffs and into Worlds, no doubt.
11 2-0 victories. Like, insane how good this team was. Talk about their players a little bit. Deft, their AD carry, has been wonderful. He's one of my favorite players, probably the best AD carry in China. Clearlev, their jungler, has also been playing very well. He's a huge veteran, been around for several years at this point. And honestly, we're just going to see them in the semifinals. This looks like the top team in China. I mean, obviously, right, 16-0, who would have thought anything else? But looking like one of the big shoo-ins for Worlds.
Yeah, I'm not going to bet against you on that. So this is how the bracket looks for the LPL playoffs. Take a good look. Vici Gaming beat Game Talents in the first round and are now going up against Team We. The winner of which will go on to face EDG. On the other side of the bracket, IMA 3-0'd Invictus Gaming and will now have to take on Snaky Sports. The winner of that quarterfinal will take on Royal Never Give Up in the semis. Like I said, pay attention.
Right, Royal Never Give Up and Edward Gaming, the two top teams. We talked about EDG a bunch already, but RNG, who had won the spring split, went to MSI, did pretty well there. Looking like those top two teams, and then we have to figure out who that third Chinese team is going to be, who's going to be that final spot. Who knows? But honestly, I think it's going to make for a very interesting tournament as you figure out who else goes.
I'm ready. I tweeted the other day, there's a lot of league coming up in the next few months. It's going to be ridiculous.
Best of fives. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Just because the LCS wrapped up doesn't mean the big plays stop coming. And we've got a doozy for you with this week's roundup of the best plays from around the world, or as some can call it, the Penta.
Coming in at number 5, from the LJL, Rampage's Paz made every second count in this 1v2 as he helped set Rampage on their path to winning the Summer Split Finals.
メガになったタイミングに2段ジャンプを使ってスローがついている。カズはチェイスするのか、一度ダメージトレードを判断します。レベル3になった、レベル3になった。これはかなり大きい。フラッシュインで打ち上げてはいますが、スタンを決めている。そしてパズがいなす。フラッシュイン。ファーストブランダーパズだ。
At number 4 from the GPL, Bangkok Titans G4 took over the Rift with his quadra kill.
Của Warzone vào người Serenity, Sẹc bị hất tung lên, Sẹc mất khá nhiều máu, Sẹc đã lùi lại. Serenity phải lên bảng điểm số. Ôi trời ơi, rất đẹp đến từ lâu. Row triple kill dành cho Celebrity. G4 đã phải ấn đồng một cát sau khi hạ gục được Celebrity, và anh ta đang tìm cách outplay tất cả mọi thứ trên cuộc đời này. Nhưng không, vẫn còn Warzone ở đây và quadra kill.
AHQ Ziv was a force to be reckoned with as he picked up the 1v3 triple kill in our number 3 play.
这边是卡萨所有的 NL 一起来打这支 Ziv， 但 Ziv 好坦，是直接把卡萨棒打致死之后再往前又冲出一个打3个，拿到了 triple kill， 我的天哪！
At number 2, it was Bangkok Titans Lloyd with the quadra kill to save the game.
Kết thúc trận đấu này đơn giản như vậy được cả, nhưng họ nói rằng là vẫn có những cách để làm được nó. Nhưng không có nằm xuống và triple kill dành cho Sevilla, và có thể là quadra kill dành cho Sevilla. Thế trận đổi chiều và thậm chí nó sẽ là chiến thắng dành cho Bowiton.
And at number 1, EasyHoon makes it look simple as he defends Vici Gaming's base with a pentakill.
Will he do it? EasyHoon! Can he be the hero? Takes down Icon. SMLC is going to get rid of Dandy. Flashes! EasyHoon, can he do it? He does!
They say the game!
And Xiong now going to try and fight him. Zhonya's comes through to avoid the Akathian surprise. And now Vici, after a pentakill for EasyHoon, look to turn it all around again.
Now, as we've been saying, with playoffs around the corner, we know we're going to have a lot more of these bad boys. So help us out by tweeting at LOL Esports with the hashtag #ThePenta when you see a big play, and we'll chuck them right into the show if they're good.
Absolutely. So, of course, the regular season is gone. Goodbye, RIP in peace, 2016 regular season. But I thought we'd take a look back at all the times people got absolutely deleted in this week's last hit.